Urgent Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Pittsburgh Steelers updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Steelers Nation! Today, we're diving into a story that's been making waves across the NFL landscape, and trust me, it's something you don't want to miss. We're talking about the latest developments, the rumors, the speculation, and what it all could mean for the black and gold in the upcoming season. The Pittsburgh Steelers, a franchise with a rich history, a passionate fan base, and a relentless drive to succeed, are currently in a bit of a holding pattern, waiting on one key piece of the puzzle to fall into place. And that piece is none other than Aaron Rodgers, the legendary quarterback whose name continues to dominate headlines. Now, I know what some of you are thinking: is Rodgers really going to Pittsburgh? What's the latest? Well, folks, here's the scoop. The Steelers, as strategic and patient as they always are holding back on making a move for a new wide receiver, despite their clear need to bolster that position. Why? Because they're waiting to see what Rodgers' decision will be. That's right. The team's front office is closely monitoring the situation, analyzing every bit of news, every rumor, and every whisper from inside sources, because if Rodgers makes that move to Pittsburgh, it's going to change everything. And I mean everything. Let's back up a bit and set the stage for those of you who might not be fully caught up. The Steelers, under the leadership of Mike Tomlin, have always been known for their tough, disciplined style of play, especially on defense. But over the past few seasons, the team has been searching for that spark on offense, someone who can elevate the game, stretch the field, and make those game-changing plays. For years, Ben Roethlisberger was the heart and soul of that offense, guiding them through thick and thin. Now, with Big Ben retired, the Steelers have been trying to find stability at the quarterback position, experimenting with Mitch Trubisky, developing Kenny Pickett, and looking for ways to strengthen their receiving core. And this is where Aaron Rodgers comes into the picture. The idea of Rodgers, one of the most talented and cerebral quarterbacks in NFL history, taking snaps in Heinz Field, has fans dreaming of a new era. Imagine Rodgers working behind a revamped offensive line, throwing passes to a mix of established receivers like George Pickens and Deontay Johnson, and integrating a new, high-caliber wide receiver into the mix. The potential for a dynamic, high-powered offense is tantalizing. The rumor mill has been swirling with talk of Rodgers possibly teaming up with a talented receiver, maybe a rookie or a seasoned veteran, to form a lethal combo that could rival the best in the league. But here's the catch: nothing is set in stone yet. The Steelers are doing their due diligence, exploring all options available on the free agent market. They're examining the best wide receivers still out there, players who can step in and make an immediate impact. Names like Odell Beckham Jr., Allen Lazard, and others have been floated around as potential targets. But, ultimately, their decision hinges on Rodgers' future. If he decides to come to Pittsburgh, it might very well be the final piece needed to make the Steelers a serious contender again. And let me tell you, the excitement among fans and insiders alike is palpable. The idea of Rodgers in black and gold has ignited a spark, a sense that maybe, just maybe, this franchise could be on the brink of a new golden era. Over the past few seasons, the Steelers have shown resilience, making the playoffs multiple times, but they've yet to get over that hump and contend for a Super Bowl. Well, adding a player of Rodgers' caliber could be the catalyst that pushes them over the top. It's not just about talent, it's about leadership, experience, and that calm, calculated approach Rodgers brings to the field. Now, let's talk about the mechanics of this potential move. The Steelers management, led by GM Omar Khan and head coach Mike Tomlin, has been in close contact with Rodgers' representatives. They're gauging the player's interest, his willingness to accept a new challenge, and most importantly, the financial and logistical aspects of a possible trade or signing. The NFL, as you all know, is a league where timing is everything. The offseason is a whirlwind of negotiations, contract discussions, and strategic planning, and Pittsburgh is right in the middle of it. pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. So, what's next? Well, the league is watching closely because this move, if it happens, could shake up the entire NFC North and even the AFC landscape. Rodgers' decision isn't just about Pittsburgh, it's about his future, his aspirations, and where he sees himself fitting into that puzzle. For the Steelers, it's about patience and timing. They're weighing their options carefully, knowing that a quarterback of Rodgers' stature doesn't come around every day. The team's focus now is on building around their current young core, Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, and the other promising players, while keeping the door open for a potential blockbuster trade or signing. Meanwhile, fans are on edge, speculating endlessly. Some believe Rodgers will be enticed by the Steelers' tradition, their passionate fan base, and the chance to compete for a championship once again. Others think he might prefer a different destination, perhaps a team with a more immediate Super Bowl window. But the reality is, nothing is confirmed yet, and the NFL offseason remains unpredictable and exciting. The Steelers are doing everything they can to position themselves for success, whether that means waiting for Rodgers or exploring alternative options. And speaking of alternatives, the team isn't just sitting still. The coaching staff and front office are actively exploring other options in case Rodgers' move doesn't materialize. They're looking at young quarterbacks in the draft, veteran free agents, and even potential trade targets that could come in and help immediately. The goal is to create a versatile and resilient roster capable of competing at the highest level, regardless of what happens with Rodgers. But, let's be honest, the possibility of Rodgers in Pittsburgh has fans dreaming of that perfect storm, a quarterback with his intelligence, precision, and leadership guiding a team with a talented roster and a hungry fan base. Now, let's talk about the history of the Steelers' quarterback situation. Since their inception, the franchise has been synonymous with stability at the position. Think of Terry Bradshaw, Ben Roethlisberger, and even the transitional years in between. The Steelers' identity has always been rooted in a solid, reliable quarterback, but also in a team-oriented approach that emphasizes defense, special teams, and a balanced offense. The arrival of Rodgers would be a shift, a new chapter that could redefine how this team approaches its offensive game plan. It's about adding that veteran leadership, that championship pedigree, that ability to elevate the entire team's performance on Sunday afternoons. And let's not forget the impact this could have on the locker room. Rodgers, known for his competitive fire and high football IQ, would bring a new dynamic to the Steelers' locker room. His presence could inspire the younger players, push the veterans to perform at their best, and ultimately elevate the entire franchise. It's the kind of move that can energize everyone, from the coaching staff to the fans in the stands, to the players on the field. But again, it all hinges on Rodgers' decision, and until that's finalized, the Steelers are playing a waiting game. Looking ahead, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this story is no different. It's a testament to how quickly things can change, players move, trades happen, and team dynamics shift overnight. The Steelers, as a franchise, have a long history of making strategic moves at the right time, and this offseason could be one of their most pivotal yet. If Rodgers joins the team, expect a seismic shift in their offensive philosophy, a boost in confidence, and heightened expectations for the upcoming season. If not, the Steelers will adapt, explore other avenues in free agency and the draft, and continue building a team that's competitive and ready to fight for a playoff spot. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this whole situation? Do you believe Rodgers will end up in black and gold? Are you excited about the potential of adding such a legendary quarterback, or do you think the team should focus on their current roster and develop their young players? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. This offseason is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, And we'll be here every step of the way, breaking down all the rumors, deals, and game-changing news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Steelers!